Welcome back to my favorite houses of true crime horror. Viewer discretion is advised. Today we travel to Delaware, where this home, located in Delaware, is the former home of the Charbeanou family. It is also believed to be the grave of one man. But before we get into the juicy details, let's start at the beginning. This home was the home of Linda Lou Charbeanou, her husband John, and their 3 children. By the 1990s, after being married for almost 30 years, Linda Lou and John would divorce. However, Linda Lou didn't stay single for long. Less than a year later, she married again, this time to John's nephew, Billy Sproats. We'll get back to him in a minute, but back to John and Linda Lou. For the few years that she was married to Billy, she did not like it. So Linda Lou decided to go back to John, and when their daughter Melissa showed up with her 3 young children, the family reunion was complete, if only for a little while. The problems all started when Melissa brought her new boyfriend, Willie Brown, over to meet the family. John Charbeanou made it clear that he did not like people of color, and he allegedly threatened to kill Willie Brown if he ever saw him at his house again. Forced to choose between her mother and family and her boyfriend, Melissa chose the latter. However, John Charbeanou and Linda Lou would soon be separated for good. In October of 2000, John Charbeanou would disappear mysteriously. He was scheduled for jury duty and never showed up. Days went by and still no John. Rumors abound that he was on vacation or that he just simply needed to get away. But in the absence of John, Linda Lou packed up all of her belongings out of this very home and then moved to the small town of Magnolia, where her other husband, Billy Sproats, John's nephew, welcomed her back. While he was a little bit suspicious, he didn't really think too much of it until he saw a bloody box. And when Billy Sproats started inquiring as to why so many things from his uncle's house was coming to his and where his uncle was, he too mysteriously disappeared. With 2 men MIA, Delaware State Police went to Linda Lou. However, Linda Lou would claim she knew nothing about what happened to Billy or John. The truth was far more grim. Billy Sproats, for starters, was found buried in a shallow grave in Linda Lou and John Charbeanou's backyard of this very home, less than 100 yards from it. John would be found on a plot of land in another town. Linda Lou, her daughter Melissa, and Willie Brown all went on trial and received life sentences without the possibility of parole. While Linda Lou and Melissa's sentences were reduced and they are now free out of prison, Willie Brown continues to serve out his life sentence without parole. The home was sold shortly after Linda Lou's arrest, and it is currently privately owned and privately occupied.